Welcome to Bible in a Year with Scott Purcell. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is a daily reading of portions of the Bible, following a plan that will include the entire Bible in a year. And now, let's open the book and begin our readings. This is the reading for Day 2. If your reading is aligned with the calendar year, this is for January 2nd. The Old Testament reading is from Genesis 2, verses 18 through 25, Genesis 3, and Genesis 4, 1 through 16. Genesis 2, verse 18. Then Yahweh God said, "It is not good that the man is alone. I will make for him a helper as his counterpart." And out of the ground Yahweh God formed every beast of the field and every bird of the sky, and he brought each to the man to see what he would call it. And whatever the man called that living creature was its name. And the man gave names to every domesticated animal, and to the birds of heaven, and to all the wild animals. But for the man there was not found a helper as his counterpart. And Yahweh God caused a deep sleep to fall upon the man. While he slept, he took one of his ribs and closed up the flesh where it had been. And Yahweh God fashioned the rib which he had taken from the man into a woman, and brought her to the man. And the man said, "She is now bone from my bones, and flesh from my flesh. She will be called woman, for she was taken from man." Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother, and shall cling to his wife, and they shall be as one flesh. And the man and his wife, both of them, were naked, and they were not ashamed. Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more crafty than any other wild animal which Yahweh God had made. He said to the woman, "Did God indeed say, 'You shall not eat from any tree of the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "From the fruit of the trees of the garden we may eat. But from the tree that is in the midst of the garden, God said, 'You shall not eat from it, nor shall you touch it, lest you die.'" But the serpent said to the woman, "You shall not surely die. For God knows that on the day you both eat from it, then your eyes will be opened, and you both shall be like gods, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the tree was good for food, and that it was a delight to the eyes, and the tree was desirable to make one wise, then she took from its fruit, and she ate. And she gave it also to her husband with her, and he ate. Then the eyes of both of them were opened, and they knew that they were naked. And they sewed fig leaves, and they made for themselves coverings. Then they heard the sound of Yahweh God walking in the garden at the windy time of day. And the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of Yahweh God among the trees of the garden. And Yahweh God called to the man and said to him, "Where are you?" And he replied, "I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid, because I am naked, so I hid myself." Then he asked, "Who told you that you were naked? Have you eaten from the tree from which I forbade you to eat?" And the man replied, "The woman you gave to be with me, she gave to me from the tree, and I ate." Then Yahweh God said to the woman, "What is this you have done?" And the woman said, "The serpent deceives me, and I ate." Then Yahweh God said to the serpent, "Because you have done this, you will be cursed more than any domesticated animal, and more than any wild animal. On your belly you shall go, and dust you shall eat all the days of your life. And I will put hostility between you and between the woman, and between your offspring and between her offspring. He will strike you on the head, and you will strike him on the heel." To the woman he said, "I will greatly increase your pain in childbearing. In pain you shall bear children. And to your husband shall be your desire, and he shall rule over you." And to Adam he said, Because you listened to the voice of your wife, and you ate from the tree from which I forbade you to eat, the ground shall be cursed on your account. In pain you shall eat from it all the days of your life, and thorns and thistles shall sprout for you, and you shall eat the plants of the field. By the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread, until your return to the ground. For from it you were taken, for you are dust, and to dust you shall return. And the man named his wife Eve, because she was the mother of all life. And Yahweh God made for Adam and for his wife garments of skin, and he clothed them. And Yahweh God said, Look, the man has become as one of us to know good and evil. What if he stretches out his hand and takes also from the tree of life and eats and lives forever? And Yahweh God sent him out from the Garden of Eden to till the ground from which he was taken. So he drove the man out and placed cherubim east of the Garden of Eden, and a flaming, turning sword to guard the way to the tree of life. Genesis 4. Now Adam knew his wife, and she conceived and bore Cain. And she said, I have given birth to a man with the help of Yahweh. Then she bore his brother Abel. And Abel became a keeper of sheep, and Cain became a tiller of the ground. And in the course of time, Cain brought an offering from the fruit of the ground to Yahweh. And Abel also brought an offering from the choicest firstlings of his flock. And Yahweh looked with favor to Abel and to his offering, but to Cain and to his offering he did not look with favor. And Cain became very angry, and his face fell. And Yahweh said to Cain, Why are you angry, and why is your face fallen? If you do well, will I not accept you? But if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door, and its desire is for you, but you must rule over it. Then Cain said to his brother Abel, Let us go out into the field. And when they were in the field, Cain rose up against his brother Abel and killed him. Then Yahweh said to Cain, Where is Abel your brother? And he said, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? And he said, What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood is crying out to me from the ground. So now you are cursed from the ground, which has opened its mouth to receive the blood of your brother from your hand. When you till the ground, it shall no longer yield its strength to you. You shall be a wanderer and a fugitive on the earth. And Cain said to Yahweh, My punishment is greater than I can bear. Look, you have driven me out today from the face of the ground, and from your face I must hide. I will be a wanderer and a fugitive upon the earth, and it will happen that whoever finds me will kill me. Then Yahweh said to him, Therefore whoever kills Cain will be avenged sevenfold. Then Yahweh put a sign on Cain, so that whoever found him would not kill him. And Cain went out from the presence of Yahweh, and he settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. The New Testament reading is from Matthew 2, 1-18. Matthew 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is the one who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star at its rising, and have come to worship him. And when King Herod heard it, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And after calling together all the chief priests and scribes of the people, he inquired from them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, And you, Bethlehem, land of Judah, are by no means least among the rulers of Judah, for from you will go out a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel." Then Herod secretly summoned the wise men, and determined precisely from them the time when the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem, and said, "Go inquire carefully concerning the child, and when you have found him, report to me, so that I also may come and worship him." After they listened to the king, they went out, and behold, the star which they had seen at its rising led them until it came and stood above the place where the child was. Now when they saw the star, they rejoiced with very great joy. And when they came into the house, they saw the child with Mary his mother, and they fell down and worshipped him. And opening their treasure boxes, they offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. And being warned in a dream not to return to Herod, they went back to their own country by another route. Now, after they had gone away, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph, saying, "Get up, take the child and his mother, and flee to Egypt, and stay there until I tell you, for Herod is about to seek the child to destroy him." So he got up and took the child and his mother during the night, and went away to Egypt. And he was there until the death of Herod, in order that what was said by the Lord through the prophet would be fulfilled, saying, "Out of Egypt I called my son." Then Herod, when he saw that he had been deceived by the wise men, became very angry. And he sent soldiers and executed all the children in Bethlehem and in all the region around it, from the age of 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined precisely from the wise men. Then what was spoken by the prophet Jeremiah was fulfilled, saying, "A voice was heard in Ramah, weeping and great mourning, Rachel weeping for her children, and she did not want to be comforted because they exist no longer." The wisdom literature reading is from Psalm 2, verses 1 through 12. Psalm 2. Why are nations in tumult, and countries plotting in vain? The kings of the earth establish themselves, and the rulers conspire together against Yahweh and his anointed. Let us tear off their bonds and cast their cords from us. He who sits enthroned in the heavens laughs. The Lord derides them. Then he speaks to them in his wrath, and in his fury he terrifies them. But as for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy mountain. I will tell the decree. Yahweh said to me, "You are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask from me, and I will make the nations your heritage, and your possession the ends of the earth. You will break them with an iron rod. Like a potter's vessel you will shatter them. So then, O kings, be wise. Be warned, O rulers of the earth. Serve Yahweh with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and you perish on the way, for his anger burns quickly. Blessed are all who take refuge in him." This concludes the reading for Day 2. Thank you for listening. These daily readings are made possible by your generous support of the Global Outreach Ministry of Scott Purcell. To partner with us and enable this work and others like it, please visit huttobible.com/give and select Go Pastor Support from the fund list. You can also sign up for ministry updates at scott-purcell.epistle.org/subscribe. Both of those links can be found in the podcast description. Thank you for helping us share God's Word.